What is going on, everybody? Long time no see. It feels like it has been a long time since I made a video. I am glad to be back, and I am glad to have some NBA back, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. We have a nice slate today, some very competitive games. I'm super happy to go over these. We're going to lock in a couple slips live. Obviously, we do have some players on this slate that are questionable. And a lot of these games, you're going to have to wait until the injury news comes out and is finalized before you lock in any plays. So before we do anything, guys, I do want to say if this video gets 250 likes, you guys know I do this in every single video. 250 likes, and I randomly select a comment to win a free month of our VIP. So make sure you guys drop a like, leave a comment on the video. At 250 likes, I'll pick one of you guys to win a free month. Now, you guys have probably noticed I've been trying out some new thumbnails. Be prepared to see some new variations. Just pay attention for the fantasy aces if I drop. I'm trying to find a thumbnail that I like. I liked this one. It did okay, but we'll keep working on them. So just be prepared for that. Let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday, or from like 4 days ago. The winner is going to be for Trunks 305, who said thanks with a praying emoji. Well, Trunks, send me a message on Discord. It'll be Ryan Fantasy Aces on Discord. I will get you added for that free month of VIP. I appreciate the love and support. I do want to say, if you guys have not been telling the ladder challenge, we did make it to day 6. We lost on day 6 with a tough L. We had Texas Tech to beat Arizona State. They lost. And I want to show you guys something here. I just want to show you for the ladder challenge, because it was a tough beat, man. It really was a tough beat for me. And I'm going to show you right here. I pulled this up. I said, ladder challenge day 6, 25 to 10K challenge. I explained the rules or whatever every day. Texas Tech money line. I said, I had a tough time choosing this over Michigan State money line. If you prefer that play, take it instead. Michigan State put the belt in their game, and we would have went to day 7. And a lot of guys in the Discord did take Michigan State. I wish I did. Unfortunate. I had Michigan State first. I was confident in Michigan State. Something just told me to take Texas Tech, and your boy got screwed. But anyways, it is what it is. Go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. If you guys want to tell the ladder challenge we have for tonight, the ladder challenge is already posted. And I do want to say, if you guys do want to get every single pick that I play personally, you can sign up through our WAP. WAP link is down in the description. You can join our Discord. The Discord is free. But if you want to get the VIP picks, they're going to be in the VIP section of Discord. So you pay $10 a week, $25 a month. Use code NBA for 20% off. If prices ever change and you do lock in at this price, your price will never go up. So I have been talking about that a little bit lately. But anyways, that's all down in the description. You guys know how WAP works if you've been a part of the sports industry for a while. I have for a long time. So you guys know how to use that. If you need help, just let me know. Bet tracker for the month, I'm up $349. I have not played money lines other than yesterday. Yesterday's money lines, I ended up taking Texas Tech and Michigan State. I played them in a parlay. Michigan State cashed. Texas Tech lost $250. And then the Novig boosted play, there's a little boost. It was a $25 max I played, and that missed as well. For the month, I'm up $350. Not a very... I mean, you got a $9 day, $25. There's some days in here, man, where I really am not betting much. So you have to understand that too. Like, I've been telling you guys for a while, after All-Star break is my favorite time of NBA. I mean, obviously you have the hype for the first couple months. Then it starts getting close to All-Star break. All-Star break, the end of January, beginning of February is when the NBA kind of goes downhill. But as soon as the break's over, it's like life again in the NBA. So I'm super excited to see how some of these teams play. But if you guys don't want to get all the picks, you guys know where to go. Anyways, the calendar for the last couple months, 7K profit that month. 6K. It's actually like 6K profit. This calendar is wrong when I change the dates on it. For the last 3 months, we're up 14.1K, which is like 50 something units for me personally, almost 60 units for me. So if you guys are interested in that, you know what to do. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about these teams. Let's talk about the rankings and the standings first, because right now this is what we need to be looking at. You need to see where a lot of these teams play, or where they stand. I mean, do they have a chance to make the playoffs? Are they at the top of the play-in, almost in the playoff section? Are they going to be in the play-ins? Are they close to making the play-ins? This is what we need to do for the second half of this, because you're going to see teams tank. The Wizards are going to tank. The Kings are going to tank. You've already seen Jazz are tanking. The Grizzlies are probably going to tank. A lot of these teams are going to tank. And you have to know that, or understand that. You have to understand the teams that have a lot to play for. I mean, you look at OKC, you look at the Pistons. No matter what, they're making the playoffs. Unless they just lose every game, which is not going to happen. They're going to make the playoffs. A lot of these teams like that are going to make the playoffs. They have something to play for. They got to keep that record and try to keep good seeds and stuff, but they still they're not going to have as much life as them as in a team like the Magic, who have 28 wins, and they need 30 wins to beat the Sixers out of the playoffs and put them in the play-ins and just skip this whole play-in situation. So pay attention to these teams where they're at. Magic, the Heat are very close there. The Hornets have been playing phenomenal. They're there. The Hawks and the Bulls and the Bucks, very, very close here on that line for the play-in. You look at the other teams. You got the Suns, who are very close to just making the playoffs. They just got to beat either the Lakers, the Rockets, or the Timberwolves in a few games, and they're going to be good to go. You got not really anybody from the West that are in contention to really take any spots here. I mean, obviously the Grizzlies and the Mavs could, but I don't see that happening with some of these teams. I think these teams are better anyway than these two, so I don't think this is going to change much. If anything, these spots right here would be what we're looking for. So you need to pay attention to these teams. That's huge right now, and I highly recommend you guys keep up with this with the playoff standings. So first game on the slate that we have is going to be the Rockets versus the Hornets. Hornets right now plus 165 at home, 4.5 spread. Most of the money right now is going to be on the Rockets. Now, let's talk about this Hornets team. So we watched the Hornets go on a 10-game win streak, lose one, win one, beat Atlanta by 3 points. Let's talk about this Hornets team. This Hornets team is going to make, I think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I really do. In terms of how they've been playing lately and how they've just been this incredibly dominant team, I don't think they're going to come out here tonight and tomorrow night and beat the Rockets. I think the Rockets are the better team overall when you put these two rosters up side by side. I think the Rockets are the better team. I think the Hornets have a much better future right now based off the starting five. Durant's getting old, obviously. You got a lot of young talent for the Hornets. I do think they have a very bright future. But as of right now, the way they sit, I think Houston is the better team. You look at the injury news. Houston's missing Steven Adams. They're missing Fred VanVleet. Charlotte missing Miles Bridges. Missing Diabate. Tosin's questionable. McNeely's out, and Kobe White is out. They got Kobe White. He has yet to play. So this team missing a lot of players. Diabate's a big one. So you got to look for some players to step it up. I do think this game's going to be competitive, but this win streak was broken. Once that life was taken out of them, this team I don't think is going to be as dominant as they were the last 10 or so games. I'm just saying, I mean, I could be completely off on that. They could come out here and smack the Hornets or the Rockets tonight. That definitely could happen. They're playing in Charlotte. They're plus money. It's not a bad bet to take the Hornets. I just think the Rockets are the better team, and I think they're going to win. Now, I do think Concanupple has a good game. I think he's going to continue to press the league and put the pressure on these teams because he's going to win Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. I mean, his competition is pretty much out. So I do think he should be the winner there. He's been playing very good. He did well in the three-point contest. Like, I expect him to have a good game. So I'm looking at Concanupple. Not really anybody on the Rocket side of things that stand out to me. Obviously, you got KD. He can always score. I think this is going to be a game he could. KD's going through some things on the social media right now. I don't know if you guys have paid attention. I don't know how true it is or whatever. So I don't know what kind of motivation KD's going to have. He's one of those guys who he'll get very he can get upset and just come out here and not do jack squat. So be careful with KD. I got Rockets money line on this one. They're minus 170 if you get them on Kashi. And yeah. That is there if you want to play that game. Next game is going to be the Cavs Nets. It's minus 800. There's a lot of injuries in this game. I think the Nets are tanking. It's Cavs all day for me. Another quick disclaimer about these teams. We had a lot of upsets the last 2 weeks before the All-Star break. I don't expect that same trend to happen coming in this week. I do not expect the Nets to come out here plus 800 upset the Cavs. I don't expect a lot of those teams to do that. So the teams that are tanking are probably going to tank. The teams that need the wins are going to be obviously trying to win. So when you put that combination together, it makes it very hard to want to take some of these teams like the Nets. So just give me the Cavs. I don't want to touch this game. It's got a 16.5-point spread. Nothing here makes me want to bet on this game. Next game is going to be Pacers versus Wizards. Now, you got the Wizards who are obviously tanking. You got the Pacers most likely going to tank. You got a lot of questionable players here. Wizards are plus 140 at home. Both teams looking pretty terrible. If you look at Indiana, missing Halliburton and Furphy, obviously. McConnell's questionable. Naismith is questionable. Potter's questionable. Siakam's out. Obi Toppin's out. Zubac's out. Washington, AD out for season, D'Lo out, Alex Sarr out, Cam Whitmore out, Trae Young out. So looking at the lineups, honestly, I think the Wizards win. I do think the Wizards win, but they're tanking, man. Like, this might just be who can play the worst game. So it makes me I don't like betting on teams like this. Now, in terms of the way the roster looks right now, in terms of injuries and stuff, if a lot of these players for the Pacers sit, give me the Wizards. But, I mean, plus 140 at home, it's hard not to take them. But, I mean, this game is going to be a fade for me in terms of both player props, or maybe not player props. I'll probably play some player props from it. SAR sticks out to me a little bit. But in terms of betting on, like, the money line or the spread or anything, I'm just staying away from this game. Next game's a good one. We got the Sixers taking on the Hawks. Both these teams in playoff contention. So you can see here, the Hawks still fighting to be in the play-in tournament. The Sixers fighting to stay out of the play-in. So right now they're still in the playoffs. This is a lot of very close teams here on the East. So I do expect this game to be very competitive. Most of the money right now on the money line is going to be on the Sixers. A very close spread, -1 or 1.5 point spread, 50-50 split down the middle on the money. Looking at these two teams, both teams back-to-back losses. You look at Atlanta, they're only missing Kuminga. They made some trades here. They got a pretty decent team, man. Philly missing Embiid and missing Paul George. So this is a big loss for the Sixers. I could see this Hawks coming into Philly and beating the Sixers, but the odds are so even that I honestly just want to run with the home team here. I'm honestly on the Sixers, -105. It's hard not to take them. If Atlanta was like +160 or something like that, I would run the Hawks. But at pretty much even odds, I just got to run with the Sixers here. Give me the Sixers. Maxey should have a big game without Embiid and Paul George. Maxey's been struggling in a lot of these games. I don't expect that same struggle to continue today. Looking at Atlanta, Jalen Johnson, another guy. Okongwu could have a big game. Dyson Daniels, he was on injury news. He's ruled in, so I don't know about Dyson Daniels. I'm probably going to avoid him. I'm looking at Okongwu and Jalen Johnson from that game. Next game on the slate is going to be the Pistons versus the Knicks. Right now, the Knicks are favored at home, -157, a 4.5 spread. Pretty slow-paced total. 52% of the money on the Knicks. 66% of them covering a 4.5 point spread. Both teams dominant this season. Both teams pretty much in the playoffs. There's not really, I mean, unless they just completely go downhill, they're going to make the playoffs. Knicks, very good team. Pistons, very good team. Pistons are missing Jalen Duren, and they're missing Isaiah Stewart for suspension from the fight for the other night, so that's worrisome. Don't know how they're going to do. I mean, they're a good team without these players, don't get me wrong. But versus the Knicks, I don't know, man. The Knicks are missing OG Anunoby potentially. He's questionable. And then Miles McBride is out. Now, the Knicks got blown out completely. Got beat by 40 points their last game versus Detroit. That one was in Detroit. If you look at this Knicks team, they have a 75% win rate at home. I don't like betting against the Knicks when they're at home. Now, Detroit for +150, it's hard not to take the Pistons, one of the best teams in the league, at plus money. But I think the Knicks are going to win this game. I got Knicks money line at home. I think they come out here. I think they bounce back from that blowout loss to the Pistons in the first game, or the last game they played. And I think they come out here and get a win. You can get the best value right now at -157 on Novig. For an example, if you guys do want to try out Outlier, I do want to show you that you can do this. You can click this little chart here, and you can see where the best value is. And you can click all the books or whatever, and you can see the best value. And you can see Novig and Kalshi up there at the top, -156 on Kalshi, and then -160 on Novig. So if you guys ever want to try that, you do the same thing with the Detroit. You just click Detroit here, do the same thing, and you can find the best value. Best value here is going to be +153 on Novig. So Novig, obviously very good odds the majority of the time. College basketball is a little bit different on Novig. Novig's value on college is kind of bad, but on NBA it's pretty much the best. Next game is going to be Raptors versus the Bulls. Now, you got the Bulls +185 at home. 5.5 spread, 96% of the money on the Raptors. That scares me because I'm big on the Raptors. I think the Raptors are going to have a good game. Let's take a look at these plays. I'm going to keep going back and forth with this to show you guys where the teams are. Just so I'm going to beat this into your head, especially if you're new to this. This matters a lot. So anyways, taking a look at where the Raptors are. 32-23. Right now, secured in the playoffs, good to go. When you take a look at, man, what am I talking about? I forgot who they're playing, the Bulls. Holy crap, bro, my mind just went blank. Look at the Bulls, 24 wins, man. They're 2 wins away from making this. All it takes is the Hawks to lose a couple games, then to win a couple games, and they're still in the play-in. So the Bulls are going to be playing. Let's be honest here. The Bulls are coming out here to try. This game should be competitive. It's the Bulls. They don't play very good defense. This is going to be a very fast-paced game. If you look at Chicago, they're on a 6-game loss streak. They have lost 9 of their last 10 games. They have been getting freaking hammered. The Raptors look very, very good, almost fully healthy. They got Colin Murray-Boyles, who's probable. They got Sandro over here, who's questionable, and Chucky Hepburn is questionable. Chicago, Zach Collins is out. Josh Giddey is questionable. Trey Jones questionable. Jalen Smith probable. Now this Chicago team has an insane roster change. No more Vucevic. No more Kobe White. They have Anthony Simons, Jabari Smith, Buzelis, Okoro, and Giddey right now as the starting five. I'm looking for Simons to have a good game. I know my man Charles said that in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, and Charles is one of our mods, he's very, very good at basketball. And he threw out Anthony Simons as well. And I agree with him here. I think Anthony Simons could step this up and have a good game. I'm looking at Brandon Ingram again, man. Brandon Ingram's lines are still low. I don't know if you guys realize how many times I have bet on Brandon Ingram this season and how many times he has cashed me. We have played his line at 29.5 PRA so many times this season. 68% hit rate. Majority of those games, I was playing Brandon Ingram in a favorable matchup. He is playing against a team where he averages over 40 PRA, one of the fastest-paced teams in the league, and they play no defense. Brandon Ingram should feast versus this team. Now, his lines are low because he's been with a fully healthy team. They have a lot of mouths to feed. You got Quickly, you got Ingram, you got Barrett, you got Barnes. Pirtle is back. That eats into Brandon Ingram. Do not get me wrong on this. Ingram is definitely could potentially be sweaty if you play him 29.5 PRA. I like him still. I like Ingram at PRA. I like his points. I think he dropped 20 points tonight. So give me the Raptors money line. I think the Raptors win, and then I think Ingram has a good game on that one. On the Bulls side of things, Anthony Simons is who I'm looking at. If Giddey sits, Simons for sure. If Giddey plays, Giddey may be a good look as well, just depending on how many minutes he gets. That's the one risk with that. Next game is going to be the Suns versus the Spurs. This one's going to be in San Antonio. Spurs are minus 258 favorites. Most of the money right now is going to be on the Spurs money line. Now, we look at these two teams in terms of the playoff contention. The Spurs, right now, 38-16. I mean, pretty much sealed in there. You look at the Suns. Suns are fighting for that last spot. And the Suns have been playing insanely good basketball this season so far. Now, they're missing Cole Anthony. Dillon Brooks is out. Dillon Brooks has stepped it up this season. Dillon Brooks is one of those guys. He's suspended right now, by the way. But he's one of those guys where I used to he was banned in my book for a while. He'd be a guy who could drop 5 points, then drop 40 points. And that's just how he was. He didn't give a dang. He'd talk on social media about selling your parlays all the time. Like, he was just a guy I could not stand to bet on. This season, he's been very consistent. He's been a big part of this Suns team. And this Suns team has looked really good. So, missing him is a big piece of this team. The Spurs, Plumlee and Lindy Waters are the only two out. They're pretty much fully healthy. Looking at the Suns on the road, 50-50 win rate. And looking at the Spurs at home, 80% win rate. I think the Spurs win this game. I do think Phoenix comes out here. What am I looking at? I was looking at last 10. I wasn't looking at the season. So Spurs, 76% win rate with the Suns, 52% win rate on the road. They've won 4 of their last 5 on the road, but these last couple weeks in the NBA, you just kind of got to forget about. Remember that. So we're starting a fresh slate. This is the beginning of the season, and we have to take it how we see it, or kind of how we saw these teams for the first couple months. And to me, it was a dominant season by the Spurs. I think the Spurs win this game. I cannot bet on the Spurs at minus 260. If I had to put money on a wager here, I'd have to go with Suns money line. I don't like the spread here. I think that spread's kind of tough to choose between. The spread I don't like. I do think that Phoenix keeps the game pretty competitive. So if I was going to play one of these, it'd have to be Phoenix plus 257, but in terms of a parlay or something, I'd run Spurs all day. That's my personal pick. Next game is going to be the Celtics versus the Warriors. 3 more games and we'll be done. But Celtics versus the Warriors. The Warriors at home plus 186. Don't trust them at all. Most of the money on the Celtics. The Celtics are in a better spot. You look at the Celtics, they're 35-19. They're looking great this season. Looking way better than I expected. You're looking at Golden State. Golden State is 29-26, but I don't expect this to. I honestly like. I think they make the play-in, but I don't know how confident I am in that, man. Let's take a look at these teams. So Celtics, only missing Tatum. Golden State, missing Jimmy Butler for the rest of the season. Curry still out. Seth Curry still out. Porzingis is who they traded for. He's questionable. Will Richards questionable. And Crier's questionable. This team is missing about everybody. No Draymond, or yeah, they have Draymond. I don't know why I said no Draymond. Forget what I don't know. I saw a post about Draymond, and I didn't see his name for a second there, so I almost said no Draymond. Or I did say no but Draymond. I didn't mean it. But anyways, I like the Celtics here. I don't like Golden State this season. The Golden State's not a team that I'm looking for. I'm thinking they're just going to tank. I think they go downhill. I honestly don't think they end up with a 50-50 record the way that things are looking. So I'm not big on Golden State right now. I'm not a Golden State hater by any means. I wish the team the best, and Hope they make the play-ins, but they're looking tough, man. Give me the Celtics. Celtics at minus 185, I think is a steal right here, and I think that's a great play if you want to play it with something like the Spurs. Next game's going to be the Magic versus the Kings. Give me the Magic. I don't care where the money's at. I don't care about anything Magic money line. That's my personal opinion here. The Magic right now are fighting for that last playoff spot. We know that. I've went over that. Very, very close to making against the team that's tanking. The team just lost Sabonis. Sabonis is now out for the rest of the season. They're missing Zach LaVine for the rest of the season. DeAndre Hunter's out. Cardwell's out. Orlando's missing Castleton potentially. And then they're missing Franz Wagner. The Kings have lost like 15 games in a row. I think they continue that streak. That's all. Not really much need to be said here. I'm not touching any players from this game. I don't know this game even stays competitive. Hopefully it does in Sacramento. It could be a good game for player props if it stays competitive, but for me, I'm just not touching it. Last game, we have a pretty good banger. We have the Clippers versus the Nuggets. This one's going to be in LA. Right now, most of the money on the Nuggets, money line, and Nuggets covering a spread. Clippers are plus 163. Clippers have won 3 of their last 4. Remember, they traded Harden. This team is a little bit different. They have Garland now, but Garland is sitting this game. He was questionable until today. He is now ruled out. Denver, missing Tamar Bates. They are missing Aaron Gordon. They have Jalen Pickett, who is probable, and then they are missing Peyton Watson. So this team is almost back to their starting 5 lineup. Missing Aaron Gordon, that's a big one for them. But overall, this team looks pretty good. The Clippers is pretty much, you remember Giannis and friends? We got Kawhi Leonard and friends. Now, John Collins has stepped it up, but you got John Collins and Kawhi, the only 2 I really want to bet on from this team. I think this game stays competitive. I'm really leaning the Nuggets here, but it's tough, man. I'm going to call Denver to win this game. Denver's in a good spot. Denver, in terms of playoffs, looking great. Clippers, in terms of playoffs, not looking so good. I do think the Clippers make the play-ins. They've been playing pretty good, and Kawhi has really looked great since being back healthy. So give me Denver money line. That's really all I have. Let's jump into some player props. Not much more needs to be said about that. First thing about player props is, if you guys do want a free month of our VIP, you can sign up for any partnered app in the description. The one I recommend the most right now is going to be Parlay Play. Parlay Play will give you a $100 deposit match. They will give, or anything up to $100, you get doubled. You get $5 for free when you sign up using code FANTASYACES, and you get a free month of our VIP. It is a no-brainer. Not many people have Parlay Play. I use Parlay Play a lot. Got a $9,000 bankroll right here to start this season, or to start the second half of the season. I'm ready to run it up. Hopefully we cash. If you want to join and you want to tell the plays, just sign up for Parlay Play and let me know after you make your first deposit, and I'll get you out of the free VIP. But let's talk about the first slip, because the first slip I already locked in, and I locked it in early because I thought the value would change. So I took our man Con Knuppel, and I took our man Jalen Brunson. I locked them together. I played them both over points. So let's talk about Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson's value has been all over the place as of lately because of his scoring. So I just got Jalen Brunson. It was a 1.41x when I locked in Brunson here. And we're going to compare this to Prizepicks, because Prizepicks is the most popular platform, and Prizepicks has okay value sometimes on these player props, but usually Parlay Play can beat them. Now let's see today, because I just want to know what the payout is on this slip. I could have got screwed. I should have checked it. I locked it in fast, but we got Brunson for 25 points. Now, Brunson for 25 is a line that I like a lot. Brunson is usually good for that line. I'm going to just do it. Well, let's type in Brunson. Let's just do it this way. So, Brunson, like I said, a player that I usually take for 25 points. His line used to be a 1.2x for 25 points. Right now, it is like I said, I got it at 1.4. So getting this value early, it was already posted in the Discord about an hour ago, so that's one other reason to be in Discord. But this season, he's cashed at 70% of games. Let's look at his shot volume. Let me take a sip of more water. 21 field goal attempts per game on average. Head-to-head, he averages 23 field goal attempts versus Detroit. This team just made them look stupid. Do you not think Brunson is going to come out here and try hard? Now, they have a very good defensive team. I won't lie. It's not a insanely good, well, I'm going to say it's not an insanely good matchup for Brunson, but when you look at his history versus Detroit, he has freaking stomped them in his past, averaging 28 points. 25 points is not something I'm scared of with Brunson, is all I'm going to say. He hasn't looked good in his last 10 games. He's taking about 19 shots per game. 25 for Brunson, I'm always willing to take. Give me Brunson for 25 points. I'm trusting my gut on that. If you don't like it, take the under, man. Take the under 28 as original line if you don't like it. But I like it, and I'm going to take it. And you saw who I paired it with already, Con Knuppel. Knipple, however you want to say his name. But I took Con for 14 points. 14 is one of those lines where I feel pretty safe with it. He's cashed it 5 straight games. He's cashed it in 70% of games on the season. He's averaging right at 19 points per game. Head-to-head, he had 24 points his last game versus Houston. This was right before the break. And, or this is 2 weeks ago anyways. Anyway, look good. They beat Houston that game. And I like Con for 15 points. I think that's a low line. He's averaging 12 field goal attempts over his last 10, 12.5 over his last 20 games. A lot of threes, averaging 7 threes. Some of these games getting double-digit threes. When you got a guy putting up this many three-pointers, as long as he doesn't have a completely trash game, he's going to come out here and cash it. So give me Knuckle in a competitive game that the Hornets do have a chance at winning, but you guys saw I like the Rockets to win this game. So Knuckle, this is now a 1.65x. I got it at almost a 1.8x. So the value has definitely changed. Let's check it on Prizepicks. Points, 14.5. It's a 1.7x. So I got way better value on parlay play. Right now, it's better on Prizepicks. If you want to tell it. But you guys can see, I got decent value. It's 250 to win, 442. So about $200 profit off of a 250 bet, which I'm definitely cool with. Next slip that we're going to run is another two-man. First pick for that's going to be Brandon Ingram, 20 points. Told you guys I liked Ingram a lot. It's one of my favorite plays. 20 points is one of those lines where he's very consistent with. He's catched it 6 of his last 10, and he's catched it 62% on the season. Head-to-head, he's had 33 points in both his games versus the Bulls. I'm expecting nothing different. 21.5 field goal attempts to both those games. I don't think he puts up 21 field goal attempts. I'm looking at maybe 16 or 17. In his last 20, he's averaging 16.7. I'm kind of leaning that again, man. Give him 16 or 17 shots. Give me a chance versus a fast-paced team, and I think he gives us 20 points. My personal opinion, if you don't like it, fade it. It could be sweaty. They have Pirtle back. They got a fully healthy starting 5 roster. Ingram could be sweaty, like I said. If he shoots bad, this number probably goes under. That's what I'm going to say. But I do like Ingram. He can drop 15 points in the first quarter if he has a great quarter. And just give me Brandon Ingram for 19.5 points, and we're going to lock him in. So Ingram, 19.5 is a 1.56x. We are going to check this over on Prizepicks as well just to see where I want to lock it in at. But Ingram, points, 19.5, or you can't get 19.5 on Prizepicks, okay? You have to go 18.5. I'm cool with it if the value's the same. And who did I pair him with? So I paired him with Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi has 2 props I like. I like Kawhi for 24.5 points, and I like him for 34.5 PRA. You can pick the one that you want. I'm probably going to take PRA. We'll check the value here in a second. But 34.5 PRA, we're just going to look at his last 10. On the season, he's hit it 71% of the times, but 8 of his last 10 games he's cashed. Lately, they have not had Harden. And you can see kind of how his usage has skyrocketed. Kawhi is the guy. Kawhi is one of the best players in the NBA when he's healthy. Dude is a superstar for a reason. He's been looking dominant as of lately. And against a team that gives up quite a bit of stats to the forward position, I think Kawhi has a good game. Head-to-head data, other than the last couple of games, he's had a dominant history versus Denver as well. So playing at home, I expect this game to stay competitive. This is a game that the Clippers can win. I really think they have a chance of winning this game at plus money. And they're definitely a live dog. So give me Kawhi. I like 2 of his props. Like I said, let's pull it up. 24.5 points is a 1.38x. Or 34.5 is a 1.26x. So this is a 1.97, so pretty much a double up for his PRA. His PRA is more favored than his points, so we can look at the line here, the live odds on this right now. It's minus 266 is the best value you can get for Kawhi at minus 278 now is the best odds you can get for Kawhi at 34.5 if you were to straight bet it. If you take his points at 25.5, you're looking at, so minus 277 compared to minus 190. So definitely more favored for him to cash the PRA line, which is why I like it, because it's the double up already. If we come over here, it goes from 1.97 to 2.15. So if you're really worried about it, you got 250 to win 537 versus 250 to win 492. So it's about $45 difference. I'm okay with taking the play that I think has a higher chance of hitting, which is going to be the PRA. So I'm running this PRA at 34.5. We'll check it on Prizepicks real quick too. Probably should have done that before I locked it in. I'll refund it if I need to, but PRA at 34.5. This puts us at a 1.8x. So you have way better value on parlay play, but that is with Ingram. I mean at 18.5 points. But that's what I got, guys. Those are the 2 slips I'm locking in. This is the second one. Right here, Ingram with Kawhi. So lock them in if you like them, guys. Fade them if you don't. That's what I have for today. I'm glad to be back. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If you're not, I really am working hard on these videos. I'm trying to keep high energy, positive energy. I'm trying to give you guys as many tips as possible. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you guys cash every one of your NBA bets. Hope it starts off strong for you guys. And yeah, I would love to have you guys a part of the Discord, even if you don't join the VIP. Just having new faces in general chat is awesome. If you want to join, it's free. And make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram. And I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.